And I was absolutely right about that. Hello, welcome to Fan Park Live. What's your name?
My name's Bianca, Terry. Hello,
Bianca. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, considering my club is in absolute turmoil.
Well, I was going to say, Terry, Manchester's blue.
Great, well done.
I'm winding you up. I actually called. I don't even want to say anything negative, actually. I just wanted to talk about a comment that was made earlier. I think you had a caller that was like, I think you said to him, would you rather play attacking football and lose, or would you rather sit back, park the bus, defend, and maybe get them on the counter and win?
Yeah.
I actually liked the fact that Manchester United went for it in the first half.
Yep.
I don't know what happened in the second half. It was absolutely shambolic. I think the players, there's this, like, the lack of concentration. I don't understand what is going on. And I definitely, no matter how many people want to defend it, there's a big problem in that dressing room.
Look, Bianca, do you know what? I think there is a problem in the dressing room, and it's all created for me from the board not allowing the manager to yield his power in the right way.
Terry, I'm a Liverpool supporter. We've had this under Brendan Rodgers. You don't
exactly. And do you know the three teams in England that are doing the best at the moment? City, Liverpool, and Spurs are all the ones where whatever that manager says is going to happen happens. No one's, at the moment, Leroy Sané is not in the Man City team. Where are the newspapers calling it bullying and ruining his career? Where are the agents coming out and trying to force him moves away? Because he's got complete control, and no matter what he does, it goes. Yeah. And I think you have to have that first.
And the thing is, it's quite sad to see, because obviously, we're rivals, Liverpool, Man United. It's a thing, we're never going to get along. And no, I don't want you to win, but it's sad to see, the transition. Liverpool's gone through the same transition. We owned it. Man United came and you knocked us off the top. And looking at the old United under Ferguson, you're looking at that United and you'd be worried about what United were going to do. They're solid at the back, skillful in the midfield, and their forwards are going to maybe put in 3, 4, 5. You're not seeing that anymore. All you're seeing at this club is you've got Lukaku. Why, if you got Lukaku? He's like the new Benteke, if you're asking me. He's on 200k a week.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
And he couldn't net
Bianca, that's a bit harsh.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Can I say something? Look, on Lukaku, I think I've said it before. I think he's a very good player. Do I think he's elite? Do I think he could be world class? Absolutely not.
Terry, there's not one leader on the pitch.
I agree with you.
And that's also a problem.
Now, listen, I agree with you. I think the biggest issue, and I think you kind of alluded to two things you've said in this. Tonight, Man United played a much more expansive, a much more attractive, and a much more open style of play. Man United fans at the moment are very angry with what's going on, and I think a lot of them can't see the wood for the trees. They can't see that the biggest problem is the board and the structure behind the scenes. And getting rid of Jose is not going to solve this problem until they fix up and have a proper plan and a proper structure. But equally, when we opened up tonight, it really, and I think Jose should do it more, because what it did, it really exposed our poor defenders. And I'll put my hands up and say Jose has been involved at the very least with the purchase of two of them. He has, in Bay.
I mean, I've got nothing good to say about your defence. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh, sure this and sure that." I'm not going to give any defender in your squad any credit when you lose 3-0.
I agree. Bianca, I agree with you completely. But what I saw tonight was the belly of our team ripped open because it isn't good enough. And do you know what? And I do compare this to what's gone on at Liverpool.
But that's something that is his fault. That's something that is his fault, because he needs to. Those players, you're looking at those players, and they're not playing as a team. They're playing as individuals. They don't even know what's going on, and that is a manager's issue.
Do you know what I think? I think there's an element of truth in there, but the biggest thing I see is a lack of quality. And when I say this, I was looking earlier and I was talking to a few people before I came into the studio, and we were talking about Liverpool's situation.
But coaching is important, because he's had money. He's had a lot of money.
Of course, coaching is important, but the point, my mate made this point to me earlier, and he's a Liverpool fan, but he's my friend, so he's really open and honest. He said, look, coaching and improving players is important. He said, but still, even though Jurgen Klopp brought in Klavan and Matip, no matter how much he coached them, he knew he needed a better centre-back, and he went out and bought a world-class one in Van Dijk. No matter how good he is at coaching and how good he is at man management, no matter what Jurgen Klopp did, Karius was never going to be a good enough goalkeeper for you guys to win a league title.
He also brought in Andy Robertson for what, 8 mil?
Yeah, of course, and you do bring.
But and for me, that is a little bit about coaching. That.
Of course.
The thing is, I think there's so many problems.
Bianca, some of the players you bring. some of the players you bring in, you will be able to coach and make them better. But sometimes you bring players into the club, and Jurgen Klopp's an example with the 3 people I've mentioned there, with Karius,
but
Taban,
Jurgen
and
Klopp
Matic.
and Jose Mourinho are 2 different managers.
But you still needed
your manager is not a manager that actually wants to coach players.
Yeah,
let's be
and
honest.
yours is.
He's a manager that wants players that are ready now, and he wants to get
Bianca,
the win now.
Yours is, and he still had to go out and buy ready-made players. The point is, we're not good enough to open up an attack like that with the defenders that we've got, because we will be exposed game after game
You'll be
after
exposed.
game
You'll
after
be ripped
game.
to shreds, and you were,
do.
and they absolutely tore you apart in that second half.
I know they did, absolutely. No, I'm not going to pick any bones with that. You get beat 3-0, you get torn apart. It's as simple as that. But that's why United needed to go out this summer and bring in world-class defenders to prop the team up to play a more open and expansive style of football. And until they do that, it's never going to work. Bianca, I really appreciate your call. Great, honest words. Thank you.